Hi, I'm Alex Paul with Open Systems Media and Embedded Computing, and I'm here with Jongboom from ARM.
Very good.
I didn't want to screw up the name too badly there, John, but
No problem, Alex.
everybody knows ARM, right? So what is ARM doing at Ellora event?
So ARM has been part of the Ellora Alliance for about 3 years now. And we are very much driving Ellora technology, Ellora WAN technology, from an alliance standpoint to make for more secure devices and devices that can actually be updated over the lifetime of a device. So that's what we're focusing on. I'm representing ARM within the Ellora Alliance as the primary technical contact and as one of the main authors of the firmware update specification.
Very nice. So that means you have a nice, healthy grasp on where all this is going with all the moving parts.
Yeah.
Now, this is obviously a strategic initiative within ARM. ARM doesn't do things, half-cocked.
That is correct. Yeah.
So what does it entail?
So for us, there's a couple of pillars. One is we think that security is way too important for IoT devices to just let people figure it out on themselves, because we've seen what kind of disastrous effects that has had in the past. So we're working, the reason that we're also heavily investing in LoRaWAN is that it allows us to build a kind of a standard stack and a standard implementation that is secure by default, where it's really hard to get rid of that. And second is we think that a deployment that cannot be updated or a deployment that cannot be managed is a proof of concept. It's not an actual deployment that you can leave in the field for 10 years. So we want to bring device management to LoRaWAN devices as well.
So reliability, scalability, interoperability, all the abilities in there. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, so ARM has always been a company that does things with partners, and that's why it's so great to be here. We got a lot of partners from us here.
A lot of passionate partners.
A lot of passionate partners. And we try to set a standard, but everyone else can come and help. It's an ecosystem, it's a partner ecosystem. So ARM doesn't even produce anything except for software and IP cores. But our partners, ST, Microchip, who did a big announcement today, they are actually taking what we helped build and actually implement it in products. And that's why it's really cool to be here today.
Very much so. Well, because it really is all about enabling the application space.
Yes.
I'm a big believer that the tree can fall over in the woods and deafen every animal in the forest, but if a person didn't hear it, it didn't make a noise. If that functionality doesn't deliver a valid benefit to someone, then it's just engineering ice cream,
Yeah, so for us I think that we've got, so what the guys from Things Network were saying for the first 3 years, is, well, let's build this thing together. And the thing is now here, we've proven that LoRaWAN works and that we can do proper POCs on that. Now we need to actually scale this out and start building real solutions that add real value to it. And the only way we can do that is by making sure that our deployments are not going to rot away after 2 years. We want to keep stuff that are actually going to be deployed for a long time.
Now, so you're really, really trying to reinforce the infrastructure. It's not so much that you're chasing any specific application space.
We are not, no, correct. No, so our partners do that. We have customers deploying LoRaWAN for parking sensors, LoRaWAN in agriculture, smart cities, etc. But we are an enabler of that technology, and we help our partners.
So what are the common denominators of the required infrastructure there that ARM is trying to create?
For us, it is mostly around the things you don't see on both the device side and the gateway side. If you are a customer and you want to buy a radio or a sensor, you don't know how the security of this device is, you don't know how the manageability of this device is, so your customer doesn't see that benefit, and it's really hard for companies to start thinking about adding that, because it doesn't provide this immediate benefit in trying to sell this hardware. And very similar on gateway level, people take a gateway, they deploy it, and then what? Having good remote update capabilities, good management capabilities doesn't really see direct value for one of their customers. So we figure if we, ARM, and with our ecosystem can do the plumbing, that would make the whole ecosystem, whole LoRaWAN ecosystem, a better place for everyone. So we are below the surface.
There you go. Now, you're talking about hardware. I see there's a board here.
That is correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, so this is a design that we did together with Microchip. So this morning, the guys from the Things Network announced a generic node which is their new hardware product that's going to be used for a lot of different use cases. It has a bunch of sensors. It's power efficient. It can be firmware updated, and this is part of our development platform. So this is based around a SAM-L21 Cortex M0 Plus microcontroller from Microchip. Has a LoRa radio, and for me, what is the interesting part is that it comes with this device. In here is a very small chip, and that chip provides the cryptographic signing of everything that happens, and it provides a secure identity. So whereas right now people, whenever you buy devices, and this happened to me, like we bought devices, we get an Excel sheet with keys. These are your keys. That's it. There's no security in that, because even my bookkeeper has access to those.
Anybody who can see the email.
Indeed. So what we have here is that the identity is stored on this really tiny chip. We provide, you pop this on your board. The board has an identity. It has the root keys embedded that will never leave the secure element. So you're very sure that whenever you communicate with this device, you know that is who it says it is, and no way of impersonating that. So that's what we've integrated in our own stack, and that's now available from today.
Very nice. Now, so it almost sounds kind of like a blockchain thing, though. Do you feel that that's a competitor in that space of the trust and verification side?
No. In this case, it's very much. It's not about a distributed system, right? There's very much a trust relationship between the person managing the device and the device itself. It's just that there's a lot of eavesdropping along the way right now, and we say that LoRaWAN is end-to-end encrypted, but if everyone and your mother has those keys, including the factory where you produce this, the company where you buy these devices from, probably half your development team, anyone who can log into your Things Network account has those keys, then we can say there's end-to-end encrypted, but it's really easy for people to eavesdrop and impersonate you.
So it's more of a single source issue than a distributed issue.
Very much.
Got it.
So the idea is you go to Microchip, you buy a big reel of these things, and they're like this tiny. They already have an identity. They're already provisioned with the Things Industries joint server. So the only thing you need to do is pop it up. You get a signed file from Microchip. You claim those as your own, and that's it. Now they're in your account, and you never have to think about the key management anymore.
Wow. Well, that's actually very good, because a lot of people are trying to figure out how to handle security right now.
Absolutely. And I think that having a company like Microchip, who has been doing this for many, many years and actually knows how to build a secure facility.
Partnered with ARM.
And partnered with ARM. But I think if we're doing this, this is again something you can't do by yourself. ARM doesn't have a secure facility. The Things industry doesn't have a plant where you can actually produce the secure elements. We don't have a joint server. We all bring something to the table. And together, as an ecosystem, we can actually make this happen. I'm very proud of that.
Very nice. Now, how do people find out where you are? Is there a deep landing page within the ARM site, or?
So if you go to os.mb.com, there's a blog post released today that has a description of everything that we've announced during the conference. It has my name on it, so if you want to get in contact with me, just click on there, and you can drop me an email, and I'll happy to reply.
Excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with
Alex.
us. Well, this has been a great show.
Wonderful. Thanks so much.
Thank you.